Hi guys, this is Tech Howdy. I welcome you to this video tutorial on creating an image gallery in ASP.NET Core 2.1. In the last video tutorial, we finished fixing our preview method, and now in this video tutorial, we are going to test our front end using our database. So we will try to post the data to our database and we will check if everything works fine. So let's run our application and open our inspect tab to make sure all the files are loaded properly without any errors. Next thing what you would want to do is if you're on Windows, you should start SSMS, install and start SSMS, which is SQL Server Management Studio, to manage your SQL Server instances. In my case, I'm using Mac, so I have a application called as Azure Data Studio, and I'm going to start Azure Data Studio. This is something similar to SSMS, but this is for Mac. Since we don't have SSMS for Mac, users on Mac can use this. Log into your SQL server. Once you're logged in, you can check in your image gallery database under your tables for galleries and gallery images if you have new options added when we create or when we add the new image gallery. So to do that, I will first open these two tables in my preview here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize this, go back to my browser. Before I run this uploader, I also need to make sure that my SQL Server instance is running. So on a Mac, if you have installed SQL Server on a Docker container like me, you will have access to an application called as Kitematic. Go ahead and install Kitematic. I've already done that. And what you can do is when you click on Kitematic application, you will have an option to start and stop your containers. So the container that I have installed my SQL Server instance is called as SQL_server_name. So I have started that container and I need to do that, otherwise I will get an error of server not found. Finally, let's go ahead and test our API. So let's add an image gallery title. Let's call it image gallery. Let's upload some images, and I'm uploading 3 images. Let's add 3 captions. Image 1, image 2, and image 3. Before I click the submit button, I just want to add a debugging point just at the start of the API call so we can see what data is being passed to our form data object from our front end. Now let's go ahead and click submit. As you see, the API call to the method postFormData was done, and now we have a debugging point over here. So now as you see, it's calling the API method postFormData. So I'm just going to step over to the next step. And now let's just hover over to your form data object, and you will see a form data object over here. When you hover your mouse pointer to the form data object, let's just open this drop down and see what values we received. So as you see, we have received 3 files, 3 keys for our files, and we have also received other options that you can go through. But in this case, we just wanted to make sure that all the information that we receive from our front end using form submission, we can get that information and by using an interface called as iForm collection to receive all the data from the form. Now let's step over again, and then a gallery title. It comes from the form data gallery title object, and now if I step over, I should be able to see the gallery title information, and the gallery title that we entered was image gallery. As you see, it's assigned to this gallery title object. Now it received the gallery title. Now the thing that it's going to do is it's going to create a gallery for us and then store the ID of that gallery to this object. Step over again. And now if you hover over ID, we have an ID of 2. A gallery was created in our database, and then the ID of that gallery was sent to this variable called as ID. So let's open our Azure Data Studio, refresh our gallery, and see what if the gallery with the ID 2 was created. So if we run this, yes, we have a gallery with ID 2. So that's created. Now step over again to the next step. Now creating the directory with the gallery path. So a directory is being created in our www root uploads folder, and uploads we have a folder called as gallery. So let's open this, reveal this in Finder, and look at it. So now there should be a folder with the gallery ID should be created in this gallery folder, and then all the images that belong to gallery 2 will be added to that folder. So let's step over and see the process of the gallery being created. So let me just reduce the size of this window so we all can see what exactly is happening and we all are on the same page. So now let's step over here, and here we should see a gallery folder created for ID2. So let's step over, and there a folder has been created with the ID2 because it's the ID of our gallery. Now we will loop through each file in our form data and then copy it to our gallery 2, which is empty right now. So let's open this gallery 2 and now step over again. Okay, step over. So it's a loop that's going to run. File name. Finally, we are going to run the file stream object to write the files, and that's the first image that's run after the loop. And now the loop will run again. It will run for all the images that we send to the database. So the loop keeps running. So 1, 2, it will run 3 times because we have 3 files, and we'll have 3 images created and stored, uploaded on our gallery 2 folder. I just wanted you guys to see this in step-by-step mode, because then it will be very clear for you guys how this controller works and how the process works of uploading files to your server. Visual Studio debugging is really powerful option for a developer to test and debug his code. And this is the final loop. So I'm stepping over, and as you see, the third file also is created. Now the loop will end and the gallery will be submitted to our database. So where is our Azure Studio now? And our Azure Studio, here we will see all the image URL and stuff related to the gallery images, that is the image path being created here and added to our database, the information related to all the images and the gallery. So let's over. So now gallery title, gallery path, it's updated. So gallery is updated and changes have been saved to the databases. Now if I had to run this again, I will have all the information of the newly created images. So all the images, as you see, there are 3 images with caption image 1, image 2, image 3, and they all belong to gallery 2. the gallery IDs too, and they all have a unique name, that is the dates timestamp that we used in our code in our API. Now if you go to the gallery, if I run this, we have gallery 2, and the location of the gallery, it's in image gallery www root. So now that's what we have added, but I think we need to fix this because it should just be uploads / gallery /2, as we see here in our gallery image options. We have to fix this because this is getting my computer's path, and I need to just get the path of the server, and we will fix that in the next video tutorial. But for now, understand the process of how images are being uploaded onto the database and how we are able to add the parts of those images to our database. So now the next thing it's going to do, it's going to send a confirmation to the front end saying that the images were added to our database, because that's the last step of sending a JSON result. So if I do this, the JSON result was sent and the image was successfully added. So everything works fine. All the images were added to our new gallery folder that was created for gallery 2. Our database was updated. Now the only thing that we need to fix is the path of the files, as it should just be the path of our application, not the entire path. So we will fix that in the next video tutorial. But one thing before we jump on to the next video tutorial, I wanted to show you guys was the relation that we created in our model class. And I told you when I created those options, those properties, that the reason to create these properties was because in order, if we have to delete a gallery, so all the images associated with that gallery also should be deleted. Now let's test that, because they both have a relation between them. So if I had to select this and delete a gallery, and if I had to go to my gallery images and then execute this, all the images have been deleted. This was possible because we created a relation between those two classes. So if you were not clear at that particular point, now you should be clear. So in the next video tutorial, let's fix this path of the images in our server, the way it stores it, and then we should be all set to go ahead and create a gallery from the information from our database. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel, Tech Howdy.